great player. We got to run the ball and make sure we tackle. You know, a lot of the big plays are just simple routes, but they're so athletic, people miss them, and they're going to take off their track stars out there. So we just got to make sure we tackle and run the ball.
They run a lot of underneath stuff when they catch and run. Your linebackers, as linebackers, do you have to be involved in pass coverage anymore against these guys than another opponent?
You always got to be in pass coverage. You always want to get hammers on them, make sure they are ginger going through they can't be going full speed through the middle because they're going to catch them, just take off with it. You want to make sure you got a presence in there where they have to stutter, get around you, and throw off the timing. We've got a good enough pass rush. If we throw off timing, I think we'll get up to Barkley with our players. We work hard every day, and we just got to keep it going this week.
Between Barkley and Lee and Kenyon and D'Anthony and some of the best offensive talent in the country in this game, as a defensive player, can you appreciate that at all?
Oh yeah, it's an art to watch it. All these these athletes out there running, making plays that you don't see a lot of people make in your lifetime. So it's definitely an art, and it's definitely a privilege to watch out there. But you, as a defensive player, you want to stop that. Not Kenyon and D'Anthony, because they're on our side and everything. But we want to stop that. Make sure they're not out there on a track field.
Any impressions yet? I'm sure you guys will watch a lot more as players come up. Any impressions of their running game at this point?
They're good. They got two good backs with Silas and who is it, 22?
Well, McNeil, yeah, he was out, but then
they've got blue chip athletes, left and right to their disposal. It's a good run game. They keep it balanced, and we got to stop one of them and make sure we're able to defend the deep routes and make sure we tackle really well, on the intermediate routes.
How surprised are you that they've got 2 losses at this point?
Like I said, every week, any given Saturday, anything could happen. If you don't prepare, any team could beat you. So, it's no surprise. It's college football. Everyone's out here trying to make their money, so it's not really surprising.
Derek's performance sure stood out statistically. What do you think as you look back on Saturday's game, the way he handled the assignment with Kiko out?
He's doing very well. 2 out of 3 games he had to step up and start the game, and he's doing well. He's holding his own. You can see in the stat sheets, making plays, had his first career interception. And it's just all come with confidence. The more confident he gets, the better he's going to be.
What did they do last year that you guys had trouble with offensively?
I wouldn't say trouble, is just assignments we didn't perform at the level we needed to perform. They got behind us a couple times when they shouldn't have. So it's all, stuff that we could have prevented or anything. It was a dogfight out there, went down to the last seconds. But I think we're going to watch film from last year. I think that the blueprint, they're going to go after it. They got success on some runs, some passes, so we just got to eliminate big plays like that.
A lot of your fans look back, Dion was hurt, DeWitt was hurt in that game, and say, those guys, you missed them in the pass rush, and that was sort of the X factor in the game. Is that legitimate?
I wouldn't say so. You got Brandon Hanna from last year. You did a very good job. And you had Kiko from last year. Kiko's a Rose Bowl MVP. It's not like we lost a significant amount of talent. It's the next man up. They outworked us that day and beat us last year. But it's a new year, and we're going to come in and like we've been doing the past 8 weeks and try to get a win.
You mentioned them getting behind the secondary a little bit. Efo, Troy, and Terrence are all a year older now. How much different are they as players now than they were last year during that game?
A lot more confident. Freshmen out there is a big stage. ESPN, Marquise Lee, Robert Woods. Now they have their own swagger to them. They're not going to let anybody get past them. They've done a great job the whole year. Efo, T-Mitch, Troy Hill, Avery's done a great job. The whole secondary's done a great job, and it all just comes to experience.
You guys, part of your magic under Chip Kelly's just been obviously to win the day, but you're able to move on so quickly from things. Did you sense that from the loss last year to USC, or is that one that sort of stuck around?
No, the next week we played Oregon State in the Civil War. You got to put water off your back. It happens. It's going to happen in your career where you're going to get a loss, and you can't dwell on that because then you're going to have a bad performance the rest of the year. It's water off your back. Go on. You live and you learn. It was a great game to be a part of, but this year, we've done a really good job so far, and we want to keep it going this year.
Do you tap back into that frustration, or if it exists this week?
I don't know if you can hold grudges from, a whole year ago. I don't know if that makes you a great person to hold a grudge from a year ago. They just beat us that day. Who knows what we played at 12 o'clock. Maybe it changed or anything. You can't hold grudges. You just got to go back and, do better the next time.
Has Barkley looked any different to you in the little film that you've seen so far as improvements from last year?
No, Barkley, he's a great quarterback. He's out there making plays. He threw 400-something yards last game. Not a lot of people do that on a week-to-week basis, and he does that on a week-to-week basis.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.